Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, so I know a lot of people are going through some stuff today. Not all of you, obviously, but I feel like divine feminines, divine masculines, people in general are just having some effects from the energy. So I noticed that it's not just impacting us like in one way either. It's like our entire body. You may be experiencing physical symptoms, mental, emotional. There's probably a lot of triggers and things like that. But I just want to say thank you to Kristen. She sent the Lover's Oracle and Mystical Shaman Oracle. And thank you very much. I love them. They were both on Amazon, but this one I think it was no longer available, so she had to get it from somewhere far away. So thank you very much for doing that. And the other one is available, but it didn't have like a little spot for the note. So I will link them down below, but I just wanted to do a little check-in and just let you guys know that you're not alone. I know there's a lot of people out there who are kind of like, you may have been like feeling really good and in a great direction, and then all of a sudden it was like the universe kicked your ass back into like, 6 months ago, like feeling the triggers of 6 months ago, feeling the impatience, feeling like what the fuck, and just that's how these things go, but I feel like people are being triggered to show you what needs to be healed too. We're never done healing, and it's not like one person over the other in these connections. And these connections are there to help you to heal and grow. They're more so about evolving and letting go of the things that trigger you. So if something is triggering you, it's because it resonates with you. You wouldn't get mad and triggered at something that didn't make sense. There's some part of it that at your core, makes you go, okay, like that I need to do that, or I should do that. And sometimes you get triggered because, like, sometimes people will say something like, oh, you're never going to end up with this person. And, of course, that's going to trigger you because that's the one thing you want. But I mean, like, when they mention something about, like, your healing process, or, maybe you've got to look at this, or this person is running from you because of this, or, with those types of things, that's a clear indication that it's something that you need to kind of look at a little bit deeper. So I'm going to just pull a card with this for some overall energy. I feel like, it's everybody's just kind of like, like feeling the effects. I know there's some like geometric storm that's messing with things. Like none of my stuff has been working properly. I've actually like changed my entire plans for the weekend. My physical body's not okay. My emotional body's not okay. My mental body's not okay. So I'm actually grateful because I busted out readings today so that I don't have any due until the 29th. So I get like a little break to just breathe. So this says, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. So this is perfect. I feel like, and it sucks because you can't forget this person completely. Like they're always going to be in the back of your head. You're always thinking about this, like on some level. Sometimes you feel really good about it. Sometimes you feel like it's never going to come together. But the main thing right now, like if you're feeling bad or you're feeling like, this isn't coming together right, or something's off, or you're emotional, your anxiety's up, this is saying just take a step back. It doesn't mean that you're walking away from this person. You can never truly walk away from them. They exist inside of you. But I feel like we need to take a step back and look at what needs healing, what needs forgiveness, what needs releasing. What anger are we holding on to? What resentment are we holding on to? What, expectations have we had that are just not available? Like sometimes we have these expectations, and I feel like it's different for people too. So like the people that you may deem on the side of like a chaser, for you guys, a lot of you spend, like more time. I feel like it's not that necessarily you spend more time, but it's like you're more time in the fifth dimensional energies, or you're like watching readings, and you're invested 100% into this relationship with this person. And so this other person, and I feel like they have their moments and stuff where they're definitely connecting with you in the astral and, you know, things like that, but they're not getting like the updates every day. They're not getting the readings and the guidance. They're not, you know, receiving the healing and, you know, going through all the motions and things that you're going through. A lot of them, for the majority, and some of them aren't, but a lot of them, for the majority, are in the physical world, kind of living like a regular 3D life. And I feel like sometimes that's like two different worlds coming together. And it was funny because there's one reader that I really love. I resonate with her, but she doesn't do just twin flame readings. She does like your astrological sign readings. But the other day she did one, and I watched it because it was named the same one that I had named one of mine recently. And she was talking about the movie Grease and how it's a good example of the twin flame connection. Like, these two come together, they have this amazing connection, and then society, outside beliefs, like their different backgrounds, all of this stuff keeps them from being able to like really come together comfortably. You know, she's too good of a girl, he's too bad of a boy, light and dark type of energy. And then in the end, they both end up trying to change for the other. And he's going to be like a preppy boy, and she's going to be like, you know, tell me about it, stud, with her leather. And then they go off together into the frickin' sky, like into the ascension. So it's kind of like a cool, like goofy way of looking at this connection for what it is. And realizing like, obviously that's a 2-hour movie. Your process is going to be to heal these parts of yourselves that are different, but also heal the things that you're mirroring to each other that are very much the same. Like, sometimes we have core wounds that we're not realizing. Like, sometimes you could be dealing with somebody that runs from you because they don't feel worthy of love, but you probably don't feel worthy of love either on some level, or you wouldn't be, you know, having that person mirror that to you. So, and it doesn't mean that they're not worthy of it. It just means that there's some part of this person, maybe as a child, they didn't receive all the love and nurturing of somebody in their life. Or maybe, you know, somebody abandoned them at some point, so then this person abandons you. And they may even perceive it that you've abandoned them. And you may perceive them as abandoning you when they think the opposite. So you really want to, like, start, I feel like, taking yourself back and focusing on yourself and really going deep within. Like, meditation is key for these things because it helps you to go into yourself. You know, getting a reading like this is general. These messages can assist you, but at the end of the day, no pick a pile, no, you know, reading is going to assist you greater than yourself. Going and looking within yourself for the answers. You have all of that wisdom and that knowledge inside of you. And if you're truly on a twin flame journey, you're going to have all the wisdom and knowledge connected to that person. Even at soul level, you know, like a soulmate person, a higher level soulmate, that person that you're maybe destined to spend the rest of your life with, or even somebody that's just destined to come in and teach you something. You already know it because you've connected with this person previously in another lifetime, or you signed some sort of contract before you came into this life, and then you forgot about it. But on a conscious level, you forgot. But at a core soul level, you remember, and that's... Hey, stop. Sorry, I don't have my pause thing. But on a core level, you remember this person. That's why the intensity of it's there. But what I feel is like people just really need to bring themselves back, take a step back, you know, spend that time alone, focusing inside of yourself rather than focusing outside on this person. Like, why are they doing this? Where are they? What are they thinking? What do they feel? What do they want to say? What are they hiding? You know, like, I know people want to know that stuff, but that stuff isn't ultimately gonna get us our healing. And that's why, like, the other night I got cut off. I've been thinking about, like, starting a different channel and just doing like more of a healing journey for people, because I know there's so many here that just want like the pick-a-piles, the sex this and the that, and that stuff's fun and great, but I'm a healer. That's what I do, and that's why I'm loving that the other channel I have is taking off. But I don't want to start bringing twin flame stuff over there. But I feel like I'm doing a disservice to people on the journey when I do those readings where it's like, well, this, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I need to bring these things into these readings for you at some time. I can give you all of the details, but if we're not going within, if we're not looking at the parts that need to be healed and like taking action steps with that, our new beginning isn't going to come. And this says, new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So again, as a creator of your reality too, and let's look at this on the bottom, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually, we are always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So I want you to like take this new beginning to balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Okay? So I want you to like take this opportunity to start dreaming into being and healing whatever is keeping you apart, so that you can come into this place of balance and you can come into this new beginning where you can, have this energy come back to oneness, to wholeness, to that place where you can ascend. But it's going to start within. And I know it's a lot of you have already done a lot of work, but if you're still in separation or this, if you're still going back and forth, limited contact, they come in, they go out. If you're walking on eggshells, something is not in balance. And I feel like this is just saying, like, it's not always going to be great and easy. And I feel like sometimes, like, for a while, a lot of us have just gotten to this place where we're so angry. We feel so tired. We're so jaded by the things that have happened. But the things that have happened are a reflection because we're not ready for it. We're not ready for union. We're not ready for that type of connection yet. And it doesn't mean that you won't have it tomorrow or the next day or whatever. You could. I'm just saying that for those who are not hearing from these people, those who are very unsure about the state of it, you're like feeling like maybe your new beginning's never going to come, or if that your new beginning comes, it's going to be a repeat of the past, or that, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, like what should I do? I feel like that is those people. It's like we need to really focus on healing, and I'm part of that. Okay, like I don't talk to my person. I don't know what my person thinks, feels, and all of that stuff. I do the readings for you, but I don't know with my own because nobody's doing the reading for me. Sometimes I get messages from the readings, but I doubt them because it's me bringing the messages. So just know that I'm never ever like talking down to people or trying to trigger people. I'm right here alongside all of you trying to navigate and learn. So let's see what else needs to come through. The child, how perfect. So the child, this is, I don't know exactly what the description in the book is, but what I'm feeling is that a lot of us, the problems that are coming up right now started as a child. So if you're in separation, if this person's running from you, if you feel abandoned, I want you to look at your childhood, and it doesn't necessarily have to be from this lifetime. You could have been abandoned in a past life. Or you could be dealing with something else. Maybe you have some sort of addiction that has been passed down through your ancestral bloodline. That the teachings that you were taught through school, or the things that you were told as a child from your parents. All of this impacts your inner child, which is still very much a big part of your day-to-day world. And I feel like this is just saying that child needs to come out. And it's funny because I started to record before this one, and then the dogs freaked out. And I was like right at the beginning, so I canceled out. But the one that was going to come out of here in that reading was playfulness. So it's like, I feel like this has become too serious. It's like you're not even in a relationship with this person right now, and everything about it is serious. Everything about it is like painful. And how can you enjoy a connection with somebody without that friendship or without that playfulness there? It says, nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So, I know it's hard because some people are hurt, some people are angry, some people have been lied to, like you feel like this person doesn't care about you, and it's hard to be like, yeah, let me nurture this and like send them all this awesome love and support. But if you can't love them unconditionally, then, that you need to get to that point. You need to be able to release the things that they've done. That doesn't mean you allow them to do more negative things to you, but you just forgive them for whatever has happened and start a clean slate, maybe look at this and approach it as a friendship rather than as a romantic thing, so that it can grow. Because for some of you, it may have been a really long time that you haven't, been able to connect with this person. Maybe things have changed in their lives. Maybe things have changed about you. Like, getting to know each other on a friendship level rather than a romantic level can make it a little bit easier. And then bringing that playfulness into it too, like having fun with each other, getting out and doing things fun with each other. And I know not all of you have that available, but I feel like when they come back into your life, like, try to approach it from that level. Take the pressure off of, oh my God, this is my twin flame, or oh my God, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Look at them as just another person that you're spending time with, that you can have fun with. Take off the pressure of where you think it's going to go, or what it might happen, or what might not happen, and just kind of be in the moment, But I feel like even now, like, just become your best friend. Like, treat yourself the way you want this person to treat you, and release any resentment. And on the bottom here it says, secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. So like I said, this, you get triggered, sometimes it's like you don't hear from them, you don't know what they're up to. Maybe, something happens, or you see them out and about or something, and they don't act like they care. But I feel like this is saying that somebody does care more than they're letting on. And there's a reason why they're not able to let on to the full extent of it right now. There's some part of them, likely connected to their inner child, that is holding them back. And maybe they do connect with other people easily, and they have many friends, or they have, other men or women that they connect with emotionally. Or maybe it just appears that way, but there's something that you trigger within this person that keeps them from being able to fully let you know what they feel. And sometimes I feel like it's because they're afraid of it. Or maybe, like I said, they didn't ever really experience it, so they don't know how to react to it. So bringing that playfulness or that friendship element into it, building a bond that's a little bit different, can take some of the pressure off. So if you, even if you just set that intention, okay, you know what, let's just be friends. Let's just start there. Let's take all the pressure away from this. And, be in that energy, in that mindset. They're going to pick up on it energetically, because they feel and know what you're thinking anyways. They just doubt it, just like you doubt what you feel and know that they, that they admire you, but you doubt it all the time. And then look deep within your heart, and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So again, it's for those of you who have been doubting, those of you who are just looking at the 3D illusional world, you need to go into your heart and feel. Think about all the times that you've connected with this person, the times that you've been able to talk to this person, the times that they've come back into your life, the things that they've said to you when they come back into your life, the things that they've done with you when they come back into your life. And then when they disappear, usually there's nothing, they don't say why, or they don't they just disappear. It's not like, oh, I hate you, or, oh, you suck at this, or blah, blah, blah. But it's you inside of your head that goes into those places of, oh, they disappeared because of this, because of that, because I shouldn't have said this, I shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 blah. And so you start creating all these things that are somewhat wrong with you in your mind, and they're not wrong with you, you're just believing it, but that's what you're creating, and that's what you're feeling, and that's what you're projecting. And so if you're in that vibration of feeling like you're not worthy of it, then they're going to feel like they're not in the energy of being worthy of it either. They're going to pick up that vibration that you're giving, and they're not going to give you that worthiness that you deserve, because you don't feel like you deserve it anyways. So that's maybe when they come in and they treat you in a way that's a little bit less respectful than they can. Because at the core of your heart, deep within, this person's an amazing person. You wouldn't give a shit if they weren't. You wouldn't look twice their way. You know the potential of the person because they're your mirror. And you know your potential, but you doubt it. And I feel like this too, it's the secret admirer is also you on yourself. Your higher self knows who you are in your core. They know that you have this unconditional love in your heart for this person. It's the ego that gets triggered. It's the ego that gets mad. It's the ego that says, fuck them, I'm done, I can't do this anymore, or I can't stand this person, or I'm walking away, they did this, they did that, da da da. That's our ego being bruised. And in some cases, I know that there's been things that were really bad and they hurt you really, really badly. But again, if you remove yourself and you bring yourself way back and you look from a different perspective, maybe look through their eyes, through their ego, you might see why they've done something they've done, or how they're perceiving something that was, transpired between the two of you. Maybe they come in and they say something and you think one thing, this means that, and in their mind they may mean something totally different, but because when they don't follow through on what you thought it meant, you get all triggered and angry and whatever, or hurt or sad and grief. And again, it doesn't have to be like, it's ego is all of these things. It's sadness, it's anger, it's resentment, it's the grief, it's just anything of a lower vibration. It's our soul that's in that place of love, and you feel that love that comes from their soul. You know the potential of this person to heal this, so that they can see the worthiness that they have to come together and experience unconditional love, to experience compassion, to experience forgiveness, and all of the things that go along with a union of balance, So I just feel like this, like, we also have, I can't remember the name of the planet, but one of the planets just went into retrograde, and it's bringing up our shadow, which is connected to our inner child. It's connected to, like, our anxieties. It's our past. Like, it's all the dark aspects of ourselves that we aren't always necessarily willing to look at. But we have to look at it at some point to heal it if we ever want to truly be in the light and be in union. We are never done healing. Hopefully we can heal enough to get into alignment with our person. And I feel like that comes from being on the same level of being healed, okay? So, like, this person may be like here, like, they've healed some stuff, and they've been rising up, and they've had some sort of realization about this connection. And over here, it's like, well, you had the realization, a few months ago, and you've done some healing work and meditation, and you're like up here a little bit. And then you're like here waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this person. And then finally they get up there and you guys come together. But something like, it's like you trigger each other again. It's like, boom, here, let me show you this about yourself. Oh, okay, let me show you this about yourself. And they get all fucked up again, out of alignment. And then you got to start healing that. So that's why I say it's not an easy process. But, people are like, it's been 6 months. It's like, dude, try like 20 years, okay? Like, it's a long process. But we can get there. We have to, I'm not saying 20 years, like, for everybody, but I feel like once you are aware of it, you can speed it up. You can do the healing that's required, but it's a decision, it's a choice to look at and say, honestly, okay, well, they're not here because of X, Y, and Z, but also there's something fucking wrong with me, like inside, internally, that needs to be healed. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. I'm just saying there's something that you're perceiving about yourself to be wrong, or there's something that you're believing that is out of alignment with your soul's truth, with your higher knowing, your higher awareness. And the same for them. And we have sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul. For there you will find true bliss. So again, I feel like that's why a lot of you too, like, the person may come in and you have your sexual unions and it's amazing and you feel like you're gonna, everything's great, everything's gonna be okay, but then it can be like, it can just go right back, like right like that. It's like, okay, what happened? But instead of like thinking about those triggers and those experiences, look at your sexual unions as a place where you can honor it. You can honor that eternal connection that you've had with this person, to connect back into that energy. You don't have to connect with them physically to honor this energy. That you can bring them in astrally. You can basically, it's, pleasure yourself with their energy there. And that's going to help you to honor that infinite eternal connection that you have. It's a soul bond. It can't be broken. And you can help raise up your kundalini energy. You can help to heal things within your sacral chakra, where all of your relationships are stored. That's where your womb is. That's where you should be, like, nurturing that inner feminine, or basically the feminine, because this is our womb. But most people hold so much trauma in their womb space. And every person you've ever connected with sexually, you hold their energy. And every woman in your ancestral lineage that has experience some sort of abuse, they all hold that, and you hold theirs inside of yours as well. So the sexual energies that we have are very potent, but we have to heal that. How many of you have, like, acknowledged that you're carrying the trauma of all the shit that your ancestors went through. And then what have you done about it? We got to heal it. So like, I've done the womb rite with a lot of people, but there's a 13-month process afterwards that you go into, and you connect with the energies of the divine feminine, of the moon. You give sacrifice to the earth every month during your menstrual cycle. And if you don't have a menstrual cycle, you can do it with red wine, or just like whatever. But I'm not able to do that long distance. I gotta look it up. I don't think I can. But basically what I'm saying is, like, connecting with that energy of your womb. You are the divine feminine. Heal it. And if you're the divine masculine, heal, because like men can come to that too. They don't get necessarily the right, but they hold space for the women that are there. But masculines have the divine feminine inside of them, so that intention to heal and to break the chain of that need to hold and store every pain and every trauma within your womb, we can release that, and we can release the energy of all the people that we've connected with in this lifetime and other lifetimes that weren't sacred. That wasn't our eternal soul mirroring us, or, coming back into oneness. These are things that we need to start looking at. We need to start healing in order for us to heal these connections and to come back into a place of union. And again, this is the place that holds the child, right? This is where you give birth to new things. This is where that seed of potential is placed inside of you, and what you water and feed to it is that's what's going to come out. So if you're feeding it like you're not good enough, or this isn't going to happen, or just negative, that's what you're giving birth to in the physical. So you want to start nurturing and loving and watering your womb, all of your energy centers, really. But I just feel like right now with the sexual union, that's saying, like, honor that place inside of you, and honor this person that is a represent. You know how lucky you are to have this person here in the physical? And I know a lot of you are going to be like, yeah. Well, you are, because you're here on a higher level journey. And again, it's not about you. It's about healing the collective. It's about healing for the children that have yet to come to this planet. It's healing for the people who've experienced trauma before you. It's bringing a higher awareness to the world. It's not just a love story. That's the bonus. And then beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So that's basically just saying what I was just saying. The things that you love about this person are inside of you too. So if you're sexually drawn to this person, you like the way that they feel energetically, all of that, it's because they're you. They feel like home because they're you. And so if you look at yourself as a good person with a nice soul, then they have that same thing. They have those same qualities. But if you look at them and you're like, well, they did this and they did that, there's also something, a part of you that you need to face and look at. And I know that's going to trigger a lot of people. But if you get really honest with yourself and just look at your past, and look at your past lives, because it may not be something you did in this lifetime. This is fucking karma. It's not always fair, and the journey's not always easy. But we're here to balance this shit out. We're here to heal this. We're here to put an end to it, so that we love every part of that reflection, and then that reflection can love every part of us. And we can take responsibility for the darkness inside of ourselves, and we can heal the things that we've been giving birth to in a negative vibration. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So like I was saying too, I know a lot of you get to this point where you start thinking they're never coming back, or if they do come back, they're just going to do what they've done before, or, maybe I'm wrong, maybe this person isn't my soulmate, maybe they're a karmic person, maybe they're just here to teach me a lesson. Whatever you're believing is what you're going to see. That's what's going to manifest into the physical world. So you want to always be mindful of the things that you're thinking in regards to this. And again, believe me, I know there's days where I go through my head and I think is this real or is this fake? And anytime I ask, I always get 1,000 freaking confirmation synchronicity to tell me that I'm not crazy, and it's almost to the point where I don't even freaking ask. It just gets thrown into my face, and it's almost like spirit knows that I'm doubting, and they're like, oh, you're gonna doubt? Here you go, let me throw it into your face again. But when we are out of alignment, we're focusing on that, we feel like shit. You know, we don't feel good, and we're allowing our anxieties and our fears and that part of ourselves that we don't want to face, those things we don't want to look at yet, to take center stage by ignoring it and allowing it to like keep us from healing and keep us from growing and manifesting the one thing that many of us are trying to manifest, which is that place of healing and union with the person that you love. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So again, I know a lot of you probably haven't heard from them for a while, so I'm sure you feel like you've given them space. But just even watching a reading, you're checking into their energy. So how often are you thinking about them? How often are you watching readings? How often are you like checking their social media? How often are you like doing whatever you do in connection to this person? And I know for all of you it's going to be different, but if you're in that energy, that's you need to give them space. You need to stop checking. You need to stop looking. You need to focus on yourself. You need to bring that focus back on yourself. Go within and look at those parts of yourself that you haven't wanted to look at and heal them. And stop being a victim of the connection. Be grateful for the connection. And again, guys, I'm just channeling. This is stuff that I need to hear too. You know, like this is stuff that we all need to hear. So I'm going to get another one from the mystical cards. Pachamama. So Pachamama is the spirit of the earth. She is, you know, basically Gaia. And I feel like what this is saying is that this isn't just, you know, about the two of you coming together. This is about coming together to bring healing to the collective, to bring healing to the earth. We're here to anchor those energies of balance. And so when we're all caught up in our own shit, it's like we're really in our egos. We're not in alignment with our divine mission here. Because if you're a divine feminine or a divine masculine, you have a divine mission. And I can sure as hell say that it ain't just watching a reading or, you know, thinking about somebody a lot. You know, it's helping to heal the earth through our own healing, but through also intentional focus. You know, what can we do to better the earth? And think about how hard and difficult it is for people all over the world. Think about how abused the earth has been. Like this earth is dying, and that's kind of like what I feel like a lot of the divine feminines feel too. And this actually came through in the reading I saw from that woman too. She said that I think the divine feminine is like feeling the pain of Gaia, feeling the pain of the earth screaming out for that healing. Think about all the shit that's wrong with the earth, all of the pain that people are in all over the earth. And then think about your situation. And it's pale in comparison, right? It's not like you're not dying. You probably have a place to live, a place to sleep, a place to eat. You have a connection that is beyond words. You don't even know how to explain it. You have a divine role and a divine mission here that comes first and foremost. And I feel like the more alignment that you get into that role of healing for Gaia and healing for yourself and healing for the divine feminines, not just healing or not just doing something for the sake of doing it for this union with the divine masculine. It's a union within. The more easier it's actually going to be able to manifest that into the physical. But that's not what we're supposed to be focusing on. It's almost like we're being kind of selfish in that way by not acknowledging all of these other things outside of ourselves. And I know not all of us are in that energy, and not all of us do that all the time. I think a lot of us are doing our work, you know. But I feel like there's a call for us to step into it more. To step more into our alignment with this, with our healing, with our gifts, awakening our gifts, exercising our gifts. Like I've been feeling more called to start doing more of my channeling and connecting with the star energies, because whenever I do that, I feel better. And I've noticed that since doing these readings so often for people, like the ones that aren't really like, what do they like to do to you sexually? Like those things, my energy actually comes down, like my vibration comes down from it, because it's low vibrational. It's like we're focusing on stuff that we should just be forgetting and forgiving. So it's like we need to focus on our heart space. We need to focus on our divine mission and not focus on the things that kind of just bring us down. And I don't mind doing them and doing fun stuff like that, but I just know that like sometimes I have the tendency to feel shitty afterwards rather than feeling good and empowered. So, and I think it's because I hear all of the messages, not just one. Like if you get the great pick pile where there's, you know, unions coming or whatever, I get the ones that don't have that as well. So just know that it's a roller coaster for me because I feel it for all of you. And so I do enjoy doing these ones because it's more about getting back into alignment with our mission. And that's why, like, I've seen people like, well, what do I do if it's not a pick-a-pile? Just listen. And if it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I've noticed that most of the people who have been drawn to my channel are on a very similar journey. You may be at different points on it. You may be on, like, a whatever. But I'm sure that there's similarities enough across the board that within a, 40-minute reading or 60-minute reading, you're going to find parts of it that resonate, that you can take away from it to heal and to bring into your life. And on the bottom of the deck is the Hummingbird. And so I feel like this is a perfect representation. The Hummingbird is a representative of our ancestors. She's like the grandmother spirit. But the Hummingbird is this tiny little animal who's not built for flight. Yet they go from Canada to South America. And they have to stop like so often, every so often, like it's like crazy amount of times to drink. But it's also that and they're freaking fierce. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen hummingbirds fight, but they're very like, this is my freaking spot, don't come near it, I will kill you. And they like jab each other, they're crazy. So it's like the reminder that whether you're the feminine or the masculine, you have the strength. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't think you look like it, you have what it takes to make it through this journey. No matter where you're at, whether you just came into union or you just, if you just met this person, or if you've known this person for years, or if you've been in union and then separation, if they've got a karmic, if they don't. Hey, stop, Sadie. It's very windy here and my window is blowing the curtain and it scares them. Sorry. Anyways, shit, what was I saying? Damn it. They have the ability. All right, so this is about like protecting yourself, okay? You can protect yourself. And even if you don't feel like you have what it takes to make it through the journey, you do. And protecting your space, your energy, that's one thing. But you don't want to be like attacking the whole way, okay? So you want to have those boundaries. It's about having healthy boundaries, but it's also about enjoying the journey because she stops to drink from the sweet nectar of life every like 30 seconds. But she also has the stamina and the ability, even though she's this big and her wings and her body don't make sense, to make it all of that way. So wherever you're at in your journey, you have the ability to make it all that way. You have the ability to flap your wings and just get there. And you can buzz too. Like, just think about, like, whenever an animal shows up in your life, I get people who ask questions all the time. What does that animal do? Like, what does it look like? Think about how the hummingbird moves from flower to flower, like, effortlessly, too. Like, she's just able to adapt and to move. And, like, her body doesn't move, but her wings move. So, like, what does that mean to you? You know what I mean? Like, really study these things. Get connected to the symbolism of what spirit is showing you. Because spirit is going to constantly show you things. And again, this is 26, so it adds up to 8. This is an infinite connection. So the part of the journey that you're on in this lifetime is just part of the journey. You're gonna be able to make it. You've already been through lifetimes with this person. Some of them you got together, some of them you didn't. And that's okay. It doesn't matter where you're at or where you're going. You're more so here to make it through your life, to protect your energy, to protect your space. So if you are dealing with somebody or something that's really harmful to you, like they just talk down to you, they tell you that you're like a piece of shit, that they don't like you, things like that, then yeah, you want to get out of there, okay? And focus on yourself. It's likely not a twin flame if they're doing those things. But if it's just something like they're not talking to you, but they're talking to other people, that's just your ego getting mad. That's just jealousy, and we need to heal those things because they don't belong to us. We may feel like they belong to us, but they don't, okay? So we need to kind of just like embrace this journey, feel the strength inside of us to overcome the obstacles, Remember to stop and enjoy life too. Don't get so caught up in the fight or the journey. Just keep moving, but also keep understanding that it's not just about the love aspects. It's about awakening that deeper healing inside of yourself. It's healing the wounds of your inner child. It's healing the wounds of your shadow, so that when you come into union with this person, you don't have to go back into separation. And remember that too, like when they're not there, there's a reason for it. And you don't want them to come back too soon, because then they're just going to leave again. And that's one of the most difficult pains to go through. I would rather kind of just be like, all right, you know what, I'm safe right here. And that speaks volumes to me, just saying that out loud. I haven't said that out loud, but just saying that out loud. Think about what that person that's a mirror will think. It's safer like this. If I think it's safer like this, they think it's safer like this. So think about your way of thinking about your connection. You know, like, you probably want to reach out to them, but at the same point, you're afraid to reach out to them, right? So think about what they're thinking. They're always going to be on a similar frequency of thought, you know? And also, like, when you receive songs, receive it and know that that's a message. When you receive the synchronicity, receive it and know that's a message. You know that they're thinking of you. Know that they're sending you this. And they may not be, like, consciously doing it. They're not like, send so-and-so this song. But they're thinking of you. So Spirit's, like, sending you the song that they're thinking, you know, in relation to you. Like, the best way they can do it. Listen to the lyrics that just randomly pop into your head. What is it telling you? You know, like, there's, and the times that they repeat over and over and over, it's because Spirit's trying to jam it into your face. So you're like, oh, okay, and accept it and acknowledge it and take it. And so then we have number 19 here, which is fire. So fire is very powerful. And I actually was thinking about this too. Like, a lot of us need to start working with the elements. You know, we need to work with the actual element of fire. You know, fire is very powerful to transform and transmute anything that's not serving you. And you don't have to have the physical flame, but it helps. You can feed the energy of your chakra with the flame, with the fire, and that intention to take all of that energy of transformation, transmutation into your womb, into your sacral energy, with that intention to, you know, transmute all of the people that have connected with you. And it doesn't even have to be sexually. Every relationship that you've connected with, you know, you're likely holding energy within your womb from that. Every freaking interaction, every relationship from every lifetime. You want to transmute that shit out and clear that space up so that this person that you do want to be there can come in without, like, the influence of, well, this person cheated on me and this person killed me and this person backstabbed me and this person did that, and so my ability to trust people is down to here, so my ability to trust you is none. You know, like, we really have to start looking at things like that and realizing we've got to transmute it. We've got to heal our way of looking at stuff. If you've been hurt, if you're holding resentment to anybody or anything, a mom, a dad, a friend, a freaking, just a person down the street who always plays their music too loud, or the person that, you know, drives by with this, whatever the fuck it is, you've got to transmute it and you've got to release it, because this person, they're gonna feel it. It's such a temperamental thing. It's a very powerful connection. It can't be, like, killed, but it can definitely be impacted in these ways, because it's there to show you what you need to heal. It's there to show you what needs to be transmuted. So use the sacred flame, use the fire, use the intention to transmute. Call on Saint Germain and the violet flame to go through the entirety of your body, and then reprogram your friggin' mind to no longer think those things connected to the stuff that you were transmuting, because we can transmute the energy, but if we keep continuing to believe the things that we believe connected to that energy, we just create that energy back into our system. It's just it's a cycle that repeats over and over and over. So think about this, is the cycle between you and your counterpart repeating over and over and over. And I've never noticed this before, but the Ouroboros is in there, the serpent eating its own tail. Circle. Over and over and over and over. So does this person come in, you think things are going to be okay, and then you cut together and then they're gone, and then this person comes in and you're like, okay, and they maybe say something different this time, and it's like, okay, and then they're gone. Well, there's something that needs attention. Okay, there's something that we need to clear out, and maybe you clear out your energy enough for them to come in, but then you go back into that old programming within your mind and they go back out. Okay, so we really need to think about the way we're thinking. And I know I do it. I know I've done it. I've had to pull over on the side of the road before and like have panic attacks because I start over analyzing and thinking the worst before I've even like connected with the person. So like we're our greatest enemies within this connection. We have to acknowledge it and accept it. And I know people are probably going to get angry with this one, but I just feel like these messages kind of need to be heard so that we understand. If we don't face this stuff, if we don't heal this stuff, we're just going to continue to repeat the cycle. We're going to continue to go through the stuff that nobody wants to be going through, the stuff that people are like out on the cold asking like, why is this and why is that and when are they coming back and do they care, do they like me, you know, like if we want to get beyond that, we have to take our responsibility for it. And they have their own responsibility, but they're your mirror too. So it's like they you know, whatever you've got going on, they likely have going on too. So look at it from a place of empathy rather than from a place of like being a victim of the things that they've done to you. Know that they've only done things to you because you've created that energetic space for it to be done. And it's likely also like they're not like, oh, let me hurt this person intentionally. It's because they've got something inside of them that's hurting too. And so they hurt you inevitably through it because you are them. So then we have number 63, which is the wind, which I feel like connects with our communication. And then we have the like the hawk energy up there. So again, look at this, look at all the communication that has been shared between the two of you from a different perspective. Go above it. You know, don't think from a third dimensional perspective. Don't think just from your side of the story. Look through their eyes. And that may even help you. You know, that may help you to see like the connectedness of this, like to see through their eyes. Like think about what their mind must have thought just before they did something with you, or what they must have thought after they've done something, or after you've said something to them. Don't look at it just from what they said back to you or what they didn't say back to you. Think about the things that they may have like thought about saying back, or think about the things that, you know, they thought as a result of things you've said to them. Think about the things that they've thought when you were together, the actions that you've taken, the faces that you've made. And think, because I'm sure you've thought about it with them, right? You've like analyzed the times that you spent with this person. They've probably done somewhat of the same thing with you. And they may have taken subtle cues and things from you that you weren't even giving, but they may have received it in a negative way that set up some sort of cycle within the connection that made them think, okay, this, you know, or they must have done that because of that, or they're not really, they don't, da 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 da. You know, all of those negative blah blah blahs. You want to look at that from their perspective and then, you know, heal anything inside of you that's doing that, because that's over analyzing things. And it's like, think about how you were in those moments, like what you were thinking and feeling and stuff about yourself. They're doing the same thing back to you. So then instead of doing that and over analyzing it and overplaying failed scenarios, just start creating those scenarios where they were successful. What does it look like, taste like, smell like, feel like, to go back into that moment, to not have that awkward whatever, or that moment where you said something that you now regret, or the time where, you know, you went and this happened, and so you blame whatever happened for the reason why this is happening, you know. And I know some of you probably don't have those things, but they could, you know. There's a reason why things happen, and it's most likely coming from our logical ego mind that makes us kind of look at things from a limited point of view. We want to connect with that element of the wind and blow away the miscommunication, whether it was a physical reaction or a way that you spoke or the words that you said. We just want to call the wind in to blow away any miscommunication, telepathic, physical, whatever. We need to heal that. All right, so I feel like I'm just going to get like one more for the masculine, one more for the feminine, and then I'm going to go off. I wasn't planning on doing a reading, but I just felt like it was really needed. And tomorrow night I'm going out to dinner with my friends. So I don't know if I will do a reading after. Oh my god! We have twin flames. Your passion ignites. So I feel like what this is saying is kind of just closing this up. It's like, take back your power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. So I feel like what this is saying is like, You have the power inside of you to walk away from the parts of this connection that have been detrimental. Look at, there's the serpent again. The things that you've continued to play over and over and over. Look at, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available for you to follow if you follow it with faith. So this is your twin flame for a majority of you, and that passion's always going to be there. That intensity of that connection's always going to be there. You know, there's a part of you that is at peace with each other already in the higher dimensions. But what I feel like this is saying is, like, take back your power to walk away from the cycle, to walk away from repeating the parts of this that have been detrimental, so that when they come back, you don't go through another cycle of what you've just went through. So it's time to take that power to walk away from the things that are detrimental and to heal. And for some of you, you may have to take your power and walk away from whatever's going on. Like if they're, you know, doing something particular that just continues to hurt you, walk away from that. It doesn't mean you're walking away from them. It just means you're walking away from that behavior until it's healed. Okay? So instinctively, you know too. You intuitively know, like, should I continue to allow this to happen, or should I walk away from this? You know, and I really feel like this is just saying walk away from the intensity of like seeking outwards. We need to really bring that focus in. We need to go into that shadow. We need to heal those parts of us that have been detrimental, so that we can release this stuff and a new path is available. You know, like, this is what I was saying, like, start creating those new possibilities. Don't continue to create the energy of like, it's going to go bad, or they're not going to do this, or like, it's natural, I get it, but we need to heal the parts of us that are creating it, so that we don't repeat this cycle, so that we don't have to walk away again, or they don't have to walk away again. So we can have that place of faith within us to know that this is okay. We're going to manifest our miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So like I said, go into your heart. Your heart knows. It feels it. It isn't going to doubt. Your heart's not your ego. Your heart only gets hurt as a result of your ego. You know, your heart just wants to love. So just love and know that this can come true to you, but you have to use that element of your like ability to dream into being a new connection that's free from the pain, free from the cycle. Trust your inner guidance and look inside of yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. So I'm going to end it on that and just say this is what I feel like is coming up for us, so that we can have that balance. You know, examine those parts of you that are feeling triggered, the parts that are in need of healing. Okay, so if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't like the video, dislike it. If you would like to send a donation, there's a link down below. If you would like to send a deck, there is an Amazon wishlist down below. If you'd like to send treats for the loud ass puppers, somebody requested that I put a wish list down there for them, so there's one down there. And all the other information about my offerings is down there. I am on a 3-week wait, so just know that in advance. It's going to take a while to get your reading or your service back, and everything that you need to know down there about getting a reading is down there. Okay, so I hope you guys are okay. I know today was very difficult for a lot of people, but just remember that it always shifts. The things always shift. The good days come, the bad days come. We wouldn't know the good without the bad. So if you're feeling a bad day, go look within at the stuff that is causing it and release it, so that you don't continue to be in that vibration of a bad day. Go out and have some fun. Be that person that's connecting with the inner child, allowing that child to like, you know, play, and just connect with people that bring your vibration up, and do things that bring your vibration up. Don't do the things that take you down and make you feel shitty. All right, so thank you. Thank you again, Kristen, for these decks. I love them. In Mune, namaste.